Okay, if I don't knock over anything, yes. This is Kal Kat's the Kal Katster, and I guess this is a brief, quickie review of another screening. I saw Frozen 2. Yeah, it wasn't a special screening. It's opening day. Yeah, so Frozen 2. Pretty sure I reviewed the first one, and this is the sequel. If I show you any clips from it or any previews, I will immediately be flagged by YouTube, especially with that new COPPA thing that's going on. Mark's Cards and I discussed that briefly, and because my parodies and reviews channel is not monetized, so it isn't anyway, it doesn't affect me. I don't know. Other people are affected by it because they monetize the channel, but we don't make any money from YouTube, so we don't. But we have other sources now. Frozen 2. On to sure. I don't want to give away too much. I mean, I just saw it a couple hours ago. It had they showed a Star Wars preview that had cut out all of the they cut out the finality lines, like 3PO's finality line and the Evil Emperor's finality line. They just left in the cackle and the other stuff. They didn't show Rey jumping or anything. So they kept some things out to make it more seem like it's an end of the saga. It's supposed to, the previews. But then we jump onto there was a preview for Soul, which is the next Pixar movie, and there's also another one called Onward, which is about these magical brothers try to bring their father back for a day, but they only have his pants. So it's like Brotherhood of the Traveling Pants, and across a Weekend at Bernie's. Whereas Soul is about a guy who dies, falling down in a manhole cover, and he meets up with a wisecracking character, adventures together as floating soul things. They've done something like that before, but here it's different. The Frozen series is loosely based on, and there have been several shorts since the movie 6 years ago, and there was Frozen stuff mentioned on the Disneyland trip 2015, going back in 2020, or maybe late 2019. Well, yeah, obviously not 2019, 2020. Frozen. They've changed the Aladdin ride to the Frozen ride play thing. They showed the Cats movie trailer and improved it a little bit. They didn't show the Sonic trailer. At least I got in there a little late. They might have. But I did see a lot of the trailers. And Frozen 2. Way too much. They kind of continue the story of the Frozen story. It's actually 6 years later. They address Elsa's powers are growing. They cut back to a prequel thing that sets up a rather obvious plot twist that you can see coming a mile away. It's like, okay, where does Elsa get her powers? Well, they kind of hinted at it in the first one. They said it was her mother, who gave it to her. But where did that come from? They go and explore that. So there's also what's sort of connected to other tribe that they encounter. This is supposed to be Norwegian, Norway somewhere. Maybe Friesland. Yes, Friesland. Like Grandma Knapp from Friesland. A long time ago. But no, it's probably not related to that. It can't be. The Hans Christian Andersen story was the Ice Queen. In the short story, the nursery rhyme, she's actually a villain. A lot of the previews showed what appeared to be Anna thrashing they're going to thrash the village of a dam. And what was up? It's part of the plot of the story. I won't give that away. I will debunk some of the rumors though right away. those of you that are thinking that for some reason Elsa or Anna would get a girlfriend, no, Disney wasn't going to do that. They wouldn't have done that. No, nothing like that happens. They don't become, just because they're empowered, it doesn't mean they're going to become like hot lesbo like character like archetypes and start going like full like, you know, some kind of masochistic machoistic idea of what women who are empowered might act like. They're not going to do that in a Disney movie. They're not going to address that. So no, they kind of suggest there's a little bit of a Merryweather of Windsor thing going on with Kristoff and the Earl and this black guard guy that shows up and this other dude, but none of it leads to anything. It's just, they just set up other friendships in the story. It's a Disney movie. There's not going to be any innuendo in a Disney movie. Come on, guys. It's a Disney movie. They're very subtle if they put anything at all. So you guys are freaking out over, it's probably going to have lesbians and kissing and no, not at all. They weren't in the first one. They were just empowered, and that male character, the evil bad guy that turned out to be a bad guy, really obvious in the first one. He isn't back or anything, but it's like really obvious. Like, so don't worry about it. It's a kids movie. Nothing weird happens. Well, weird things happen, but not like that. This is Disney. This is not Joel Schumacher. If he was directing it, it would probably go that way. Right? But yeah, just because Kal Kat and Mark's Cards were at Disneyland discussing, you know what they should do is they should do one where a prince finds his prince. Yeah, we were kidding. They knew we were kidding. Frozen came along years later, but no, actually it was earlier. Georgia was up. Yeah, they came out in 2013. So yeah, we were thinking there should be a male one. But basically, took the idea to its limit and said, no, this should be a female one. So yeah, no, there's no innuendo in it. There are giants, rock creatures in it. There is Elsa riding a water horse, but not the water horse. A horse made out of water and magic. They discover the shipwreck at one point from the first one. I won't give away plot elements, except to say that they have to go to this enchanted forest and find this other tribe and stop another magical spell from affecting Arendelle. So, Arendelle. That's basically the plot. Yeah, so they do. This is not going to have spoilers. Yeah, and also Disney, if we even remotely had spoilers, they'd watch this and go like, no, and flag it. See, the trick to putting up a movie review and getting around does it have children in it, or is it a children's movie or whatever? Because apparently there are a lot of flag bots out there that say they're for children when the video isn't. We don't say they're. Our reviews just don't say that at all. So it should be all right. I mean, there's nothing bad in our videos. Some of them are suggestive, so yeah, we'll warn you. Don't, it may contain suggestive, fart jokes or something. Nothing serious. Fart jokes. Yeah. So what? It's like the Let It Go parody, for instance. But yeah. So. Yeah, they actually the only twisted romance angle implied in it is that Christopher Lloyd loves that reindeer a whole lot. Nothing happens, but no, he doesn't do anything with reindeer. But yeah, we see other reindeer in it, and we see other magic people, and we see this other tribe that's like all white-haired and magical and stuff. And some of them have black hair, though. From the trailer, you get to see that. the other characters. And I guess that's where some people were getting the weird idea that, like, somehow, okay, the only black guy in it, well, there were two. There's another black person later on. So there were two. Because there weren't enough, so they had to put one in there. Because, yeah, Scandinavian town. Yeah. They also established the year that the story takes place. It's around 1846 or so. Anyway, but yeah, because the first one was around 1840, so 1846. Yeah, so nothing was out of. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't want to give away plot contrivances. There's this other tribe has a dam, and they have like they live in a forest that's enchanted, and they can't get out of it. And they're protecting these other guys that were trapped in there. These army men led by the black dude. They were I forget his name. It was all they were all like, okay, we're gonna guard the dam thing from the giants. I don't know how that would work. The giants are like 80 feet tall or something. I didn't think that would do anything. And yeah, I liked that the movie didn't try to retread the first one, really. It kind of spoofed it a little bit. They started just briefly sing the Let It Go song at one point. Stopped them. Really the first 40 minutes of it is mainly Josh Gad as I think it's Josh Gad, playing the snowman, Olaf, cracking jokes. It's pretty much like stand up him cracking jokes, which is fine. The jokes work. It wouldn't be fine if it didn't work, but it does. It was almost like watching two episodes of like a Disney afternoon DVD. Really, in places. Parts of it were like, it's got the paint by numbers 3-part 3-act play thing. It's got the whole setup where they learned something mysterious about the family of Elsa and Anna, and that could it be betrayal back there somewhere, and to figure this out, and it switches the whole thing, and then switches up, and then then the dramatic middle chapter, and then all seems lost and whatever, and then you have your comeuppance and realization and all that, and you have the one or two tear-jerky scenes in it because of the music and whatnot. And yeah, it's about family. Like Star Wars. The Star Wars outtakes from Star Wars 2015, the Force Awakens. And also, yeah, there wasn't really a Kal Kat moment in it. Not really. No, there wasn't really a. It was odd that they were trying to make. There was an odd part though. They were trying to make this new song about maturity and growing up that they kept selling through the whole thing, like really trying to hard sell this song, but it's not nearly as good as Let It Go. So it just doesn't go anywhere. And but yeah, here's this new song we wrote. Yeah, maturity and stuff. And then there's a male version of it on the end. And yeah. So see, the thing is that when you have like a children's story, Disney version of a children's story like that, the last thing you want to do in your story is do that. Have it be like, oh, they're growing up and changing and life is evolving. No, they don't want that. They want the Peter Pan version. They want things to say, like, it's just like, this wants to be a throwback to that. The happily ever after, you don't really, the concept of that, you really don't need for them to go show after that. Like, why would they? Yeah. Oh, it's a Disney movie. And in most Disney movies, one or more parents have to be gone so that it sets up the story. It's just the way they do it. Because otherwise there would be like a protagonist, father figure or mother figure there, or fairy godmother or whatever. Yeah, so they... it's... I think the Rotten Tomatoes was giving it 76, 77%. out of a possible 100. It had been ridiculously high the night it came out, Thursday night. Then it went down to 76. Probably because of the trolls. It's not as good as the first one, but it's not bad. It's a good sequel or follow up. I'd say it's more of a follow up than a sequel. Follow up. It's a good sequel. It probably is about 76%, but not quite 80%. It's 3 stars solidly, 3.5 maybe. So yeah. But it's not 4. It's not 5. See it in theaters. It's pretty looking. Another thing that was odd. This is pointed out to me during the movie. They find the other spirits in there. I got it too because I watched the thing. The earth, wind, and fire, and ice, and spirits and things from Japanese culture, and Asian culture. Not so much Scandinavian, but Asian culture. They do have those things there, but this was the Asian culture. Seems a lot like Avatar, not to be confused with Avatar, Stephen Cameron Avatar, because that was referenced in there too. But no, the Last Airbender cartoon series, which is based on tropes of manga. The different benders, the airbender, waterbender, firebender, and earthbender, and all that. That's referenced in here. Disney apparently liberally borrowed that from Avatar and the Last Airbender. Not to be confused with the M. Night Shyamalan movie that ruined it. That came around the same time the other Avatar did, but rather the cartoon on Nickelodeon, which is a nod and send up to Japanese anime. I know that it actually isn't Japanese anime. It's Korean and American, and it's got other elements thrown in there, but mainly it's sort of its own thing. But it was like this whole idea of this mystic that has to overcome, go on adventures. It's a little kid in the audience. It's almost like Avatar: Legend of Korra. It's like yeah, it kind of is the sequel to Legend of Korra. They watched Korra and they copied it. They totally did. In parts of this movie, it's like Disney is not beyond doing that. They will never live down Kimba the White Tiger, or Kimba the White Lion in some cases, which became the Lion King. It's clearly Kimba. Oh, Stuart Little was Ariadne. Yeah, stuff like that. Toy Story is basically several other earlier things. So yeah, they're not above copying their own stuff over again. Even The Good Dinosaur was kind of derivative of some other stuff for it. Sure, yeah, they borrowed from Legend of Korra in this movie, to the point of having some people in similar costumes and having similar powers. And clearly Elsa is a waterbender. She just does with ice. It's a waterbender. Yeah, so she is essentially so waterbender. Or as they say in England when they tried to translate Legend of Korra the other, and they called it bender, but a bender over there is a gender bender, so that people would go. They would be laughing when they chuckling. Oh dear, it's not what we meant. But yes, except for some parts that were like Legend of Korra. And then there's the Quora, which is a online sort of question and answer thing that's spelled differently. But yeah, spelled differently. It's not the same. It's with a Q. Spelled different. It's not the same thing. Give it the White Tiger. Or James Cameron ripping out the Terminator, but that wasn't Disney. He stole that idea from The Glass Hand and the Soldier, Outer Limits and Twilight Zone. respectively, of both Harlan Ellison stories. This was a Hans Christian Andersen story. This was the Ice Queen, but they took it and made her a good guy. Yeah, so some of the rumors out there are just completely off. Some of them are on, some of them are off. Two that are on point. They do find out what happened to the parents. They do find that out in this story. I'm not going to say what happened. And they do a bait and switch with you know, and the like thing. Yeah, that's evident in the trailer. There's a bait and switch of character. Sorry, it's not a villain thing. Yeah, it's part of the story. I don't want to give away anything else, I guess. So that was Frozen 2. Yeah. It was fine. Go out and see it in theaters. It just came out literally last night. And so this was during the day that I saw it. The audience, mostly children that probably really didn't see the first one in theaters, a lot of them. They looked too young to... Well, if they did, they were probably really little. Also, there were the... so it would be their older siblings that saw it, because it was 6 years ago. Took them to see it. You know. There was a... Yeah. There's always like a... Usually when I go down to sit in the theater, I usually like get the wrong seat, or sit in the wrong seat, and move over and stuff. But this time, this time that it happened in reverse, whereas they yeah, I guess it was a kid, a young teenager sitting over here, and he's on this side. He was thinking I was in the wrong seat, but I wasn't. And then the other family came along. This whole family comes along after that. And they sit down, and they're, okay, that's his seat. And the other little kid is like, okay, he's that over there. It was fine. So we were all sad. I don't know if he was part of their group on the other side, and he just happened to be sitting on that side. But, yeah, he was kind of bored. But he mentioned the Legend of Korra at one point. Avatar. but yeah. So, yeah, and the weird sort of, there's a, yeah, it wasn't nearly as much fun as the first one, but it was fine. Yeah, so, I think I own it. I don't think so. The first one. Yeah, apparently this movie is appeals to girls more so than boys. I liked it. This is the first one. I mean, yeah. So some guys like it, I guess. I don't know. Well, yeah. The idea of the empowered female. Like, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. And yeah, the misnomers of that. Like, what would you? the ones that are all butthurt about this. Oh, yeah, that get all uptight about that kind of thing. Like, they just haven't ever had a girlfriend, so that's what's wrong. Like that guy at the convention that was protesting, told him you just got rejected once, didn't you? And what a bunny girl. And that's probably true, because at the next convention, the guy showed up, and he was saying it wasn't rejected by the bunny. It was something else, but it was similar. No, it wasn't the same guy. But it would be funny if it was. But the protester at Comic-Con was saying some of the stuff that the bunny girl guy had been told. Like, okay, he was like, okay, costuming is not bad in itself, but obsessing over it is bad. That's kind of what the Kal Kat said in his video. So apparently he watched the video. I didn't say it was bad, though. I said obsessing over it all the time is bad. As he paraphrased incorrectly. Yeah. You can cosplay. You just can't, like, wear cosplay stuff all the time, because it would look a little weird. But they weren't doing that. So they didn't say it right. Yeah. Now, I'm going to continue to watch some Brandon Tenold videos over there. And I did watch some of Go the Freaking Geek character talking about the COPPA thing. Good to see his face. And also, sets are being built for the next Trans Tech thing. The next Trans Tech thing should begin filming in December. So yeah, awesome. Yeah.